Yo, we are back. It's the Goodfellas podcast. It's your boy Dougie. You got A-Will 5 with me. And we got a nice little new background, you know what I'm saying? Nice little couch, you know what I'm saying?
Ain't got no back support though.
You know, it happens. How y'all feeling, man?
All good, all good.
It's all good with them Patriots doing.
Winning.
They winning by.
7.
Ain't enough. Ain't enough. Need them to cover the
Interception.
spread tonight.
Never wins.
Oh, interception. Take it out. Take it out.
Pick 6.
No, but it's interception.
We got interception. We got good graces on here.
Yeah. So, a lot has happened since since the last time we recorded.
Yeah, took a little bit of break.
Took a little break. NFL. Let's get right into it, man.
So hold on. So I just want to ask a question
Yeah.
before we dive into the NFL. Are we gonna talk about Antonio Brown this week?
No, that streak has been broken.
Oh,
The streak is over with.
okay. All right. I just
You
want
know?
to mention his name.
Yeah.
We had talked about it for about 5 straight weeks. So I just want
5 straight weeks.
Just let them know what we're thinking about.
Yeah.
You know. Go ahead.
So NFL, man, we got early candidates for MVP. How y'all feeling, man? Who do y'all feel is really stepped up their game and got their team in position, or even like just having a phenomenal season?
So the person who stepped up and has carried probably the most load probably has been Christian McCaffrey. Like, give him some credit. I mean, they're down. They're supposedly franchise quarterback in Cam Newton, and McCaffrey has picked it up in the run game, in the air. I mean, but he's been doing it for a few years now too. Just kind of going under the radar. But man, he's really carrying them. I mean, their wide receivers are okay. I mean, they still got Olsen, but he's really been kind of the horse. So MVP, in terms of most valuable player to their team that's putting them in position to win, I would probably have to go with him, who I think what most people are going to go. I think people are going to go the quarterback route. A-Will likes to say it's a quarterback award. So Wilson and Mahomes are probably up there. I would say McCaffrey. I'll say this right here. If the Panthers make the playoffs, McCaffrey will win the MVP.
Is that with or without Cam Newton?
With or without.
No, I'm saying what you're saying is, does Cam Newton come back, or Cam Newton is still out and they still win?
So I know Cam Newton's out this week. He's not traveling with the team to London. If they win this week,
They'll be 4-2.
I don't think he come. I think they just move on and stay with Allen. I hate to say that, but I mean, their coach has not said anything of that caliber that he's ready to move on. So he continues to kind of give the assumption that Newton is their quarterback, and when he's ready to go, he's going to get put out there.
Yeah.
But if they continue to win, I mean, it's going to be hard. I mean, it really is. I mean, that's a lot of pressure on him, too, because when he does come back, it's a win. I need you to win now, win now, win now. And, but yeah, I will say no Cam Newton, and I think they're going to win this week in London. I think they will win.
Oh, London.
Who they play?
They play the Bucks.
Oh, London.
It's an early game, too. Game on like 8:30 in the morning.
Oh, London.
Y'all waking up watching that?
No.
I'll be up anyway.
I'm not watching no more
So
London. I'm not watching no more London games after what the Bears went out there.
Oh,
It's okay.
you a little hurt.
Don't touch me.
You a little hurt.
Don't touch me.
You still a little hurt.
I'm upset, dog.
Why?
I was piss poor.
Um,
Anyway, keep going. I'm
I
upset,
mean,
man.
all right. So McCaffrey's my pick.
All right, hey, Will.
Russell Wilson.
I'm actually going to agree with you on that.
No, but I want to say this. I do like Jared's pick The only thing is, I do believe whenever Cam Newton is healthy, he's going to come back. And that's going to take away from a little bit of the production of McCaffrey because Cam will be able to spread the ball better than Kyle Allen does. And I'm just saying because with the timing and the relationship that he already has with those receivers, like it'll be different. Like Greg Olsen's targets will go back up, of course. I think Curtis Samuels will get a couple more looks. So I don't think McCaffrey's production is going to drop that drastically, but I think it's going to come a little bit down, and that's going to eat into it. And I think if Cam comes back and they're winning, some of that spotlight shines back on him. It doesn't stay on McCaffrey.
I agree.
So that's why I say Russell Wilson, because he's needed in order for them to win, he has to ball out.
I agree with you on that. I actually do. Russell Wilson right now would be my pick for MVP. Seattle, they've been balling.
14 now.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to say it because I saw it on the phone. It's 14-0.
Thank you.
Thanks for the update.
Thank you for the good graces.
Good graces, great graces.
I was talking one.
Hey man, when they score, you let us know.
Oh,
Okay, it don't matter.
Your name tonight is Good Graces.
Hey, look. You hear me? Good graces. GG, that's your name. We need all the points for anybody that took the spread on that Pats game. It is -17.
We don't need 4 more. We need another touchdown.
We need all of the touchdowns. You hear me? We need them to beat the smoke off them. So it's 2 undefeated teams left. One is playing right now, Patriots, and not a lot of people would have saw the 49ers starting off undefeated.
Well, actually, I was gonna say this on Monday. The only person that said the 49ers was gonna be good was A. Will.
No, you said. I
Absolutely
said nobody saw them being undefeated though. But you did call that.
He did.
You
He
said they won the division.
Yes.
He did say they won the division.
You said they won the division.
Yeah, I called him stupid. It's okay. I forget y'all.
Their defense has been. So if I remember correctly, you said that their defense would kind of be the catalyst of it. Their defense been here and there, but their run game, their ability to run the ball, and it's been committee too. It's not been Coleman because Coleman was out a couple weeks. Breida has been balling. They just lost their fullback, which is kind of hurt because they do run a lot of their run through the fullback. They still run that old school zone type run game, so that's gonna kind of hurt. But they still got Kittle tight end. But Jimmy G gonna have to step up his game though. He gonna have to step up his game. I don't know if they're gonna be able to run the ball like that in the next couple weeks.
Their schedule is pretty. After they play the Rams, man, they got the Redskins, Panthers, Cardinals. Yeah, their schedule ain't that bad either.
You said the Panthers like that.
No, I'm saying but that's not a top tier.
So you're just saying the Redskins and the
Cardinals.
and the Cardinals.
And the Cardinals, yeah.
Well, you gotta play some bad teams. I mean, they got a heavyweight matchup this week though.
They do.
They play the Rams. That's a big game too.
We might have jinxed them. I hope we didn't.
I hope so. I'm taking the Rams.
Gurley might not play.
I'm taking the Rams.
Gurley might not play?
Yeah.
Is he questionable?
Question.
He's playing. They've had 10 days off. He's playing.
That he don't look good.
It don't, man. His production is
He hasn't been running with the same type of force.
not at all. They don't even
The
use
same type of force,
Yeah,
the same type of speed.
But are they saving him? Is Gurley on the pitch count because they've had that taste of the Super Bowl last year, and now they understand what it takes to win. They know, okay, these are certain games we have to win. These are certain games we need to be competitive in, But we still, all we have to do is make it. Once we make it, then we can unleash Todd Gurley. Can they do that? Or does it look like they're doing that? That's what I asked.
I think they should do that, but I think their approach is wrong. If they were going to do that, they should have re-signed C.J. Anderson, who was a big boost for them in the playoffs when Gurley was hurt. I don't even know who their backup is now. I mean, it's his last name's Malcolm. Yeah, last name's Malcolm. So I mean, he's actually had some touchdowns this year because they take Gurley out in the goal line because they don't want him to get hurt, right?
Yeah.
But to me, if they were gonna save him, if they were gonna have that plan, you gotta have a great quality backup in order to continue to win a lot of games and give yourself a home because in the playoff that matters. I mean, it doesn't matter in this. First of all, home field advantage in the regular season this year has been god awful. Teams have been losing at home like it's going out of style. So, but in the playoffs, that type of stuff does matter.
Oh wow, what a catch, Golden.
Hey, come on, man.
Come on, no, hold on. Hold on, man.
Hey,
Hold on, man.
we just called you good graces, man.
Hold on,
hey,
Good ass catch.
Hey,
Hey man, I'm just saying.
we
it
don't
was a
need
good
your
catch.
we don't
They
need
scored,
your
too.
we don't need your Notre Dame coming out right now, okay? All right, we didn't ask for that.
We need to confiscate your phone, man.
Yes.
No, I'm just saying, Golden Tate, that was a good ass catch. I'm sorry. My bad.
Oh my God, my
We're taking away the good graces type.
man.
He's bad energy now.
Oh man, the vibes is off.
Call him B.
I need them to miss the field goal. Come on.
He hitting that.
All right. Anyway,
Come on, don't get.
the Browns. Well, let me ask you a question.
Come on,
Girly.
we
Yeah,
understand,
my bad.
man.
I got distracted.
Obviously,
I got
we
distracted.
were talking about undefeated teams. So we're talking about the 49ers.
But then he asked the question about Gurley.
So we didn't even talk about, yeah, okay. Yeah,
So, no, man, I think he's just hurt.
You think he's
He's just hurt. Like, I don't think they're good enough to be just trying to, like, save him. Like, the NFC, like, the Seahawks have gotten better. Like, I don't think you can just, like, 49ers have gotten better. Like, no, it's not going to be a cakewalk. I think he's just hurt.
Have the Seahawks gotten better, or are they just playing better?
playing better?
Yeah, I don't think they've gotten better. Like,
He played better. I mean, it looks like he got better.
I mean, not all the time. I mean, they've actually squeaked out some games. Like,
Absolutely.
they've had some close calls. Let's not act like they've just been like just blowing teams out. I mean, they've had three of their 4 wins have been by probably less than 3 points.
Where's the win?
They just beat the Rams by 1. They beat the Steelers by a field goal.
They beat the Bengals.
They smacked.
They ain't smashed.
Oh no, they can't. Yep, that was the Bengals actually came from behind in that game.
And
They
they beat the
made that a
Cardinals.
game, and then they smashed the Cardinals, and then they got blew out by the Saints.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're just playing better. I don't think they've gotten better from a talent standpoint.
Time to tell. Speaking of talent, the Browns, Odell, Baker Mayfield,
Jarvis Landry.
trash, whatever.
Chubb,
Well, he's been balling when they give him the ball.
Jarvis been good when they give him the ball?
Yeah, they need a quarterback.
No.
ooh,
No.
ooh,
They need a quarterback.
they
though.
need a quarterback. You saying
No.
You saying Baker is like bottom of the league?
He ain't bottom of the league, but he ain't it.
Is he not it? Because he's not. What makes him not it?
I mean, it's just all talk, man. Like, he don't produce.
Have you watched the Browns game?
Yeah,
Have you seen how bad their offensive line is?
it's bad, but I mean,
Have you seen how bad their offensive line is?
man, like,
Like, how, as a quarterback, how can you be successful if the minute you make let's say you have a 3-step drop, what is it? Shortest drop, normal drop for a quarterback to have. And once you plant, after that, on that 3rd step, once you plant, there's a D lineman in your face. How successful you gonna be? Baker running half the time before he can look up to see who open.
I hear you, but 4 touchdowns, 8 picks ain't gonna cut it.
I'm not saying that's good. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, have you seen how bad their offensive line play is? Like, if Baker had a quality line, just look at last year. Had a better O-line last year than they do this year. Hands down.
They are allowing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the 8th most sacks to the quarterback in the league.
Who else is on that list? What other teams?
Jets, Miami, Tennessee, Arizona, Cincinnati, Tampa Bay, and Houston.
Well, famous Jameis numbers ain't that bad.
Famous James probably taking sacks over just throwing the ball in the air.
I mean, hey. Like,
I mean, it's not a win in either situation.
James has also had some good games versus some bad teams too. the Giants. Like he's had some. I mean, they played okay versus the Panthers.
They also beat the Rams.
Bad defenses once again.
It ain't his fault.
They've been getting lit up. They've been getting lit up They've been getting lit up all year.
Well, Mayfield didn't necessarily have an outstanding game against the Jets.
I mean, they scored 33 points that game.
23.
Their score is 33-7.
No, I'm looking right here. 23 points. 23-3.
23-3.
One touchdown, one interception. He's just not it to me. They're going to have to get another quarterback. He's just not it.
Jeez.
Sample size.
Giving up on?
Like, geez,
I mean, I'm just saying that eventually, I'm not saying give up on him.
Where's that sample
He's
size?
got 18 starts, though.
Oh, jeez, here y'all go. Yeah, just so soon. You know?
I mean, I'm not on board with what Dougie said.
Carson Wentz was
Listen, I'm not-
Carson Wentz was MVP. Now he ain't even mentioned no more, barely.
Carson Wentz actually playing good football lately.
But I'm saying he ain't mentioned as much as he was mentioned when he was in the MVP race.
Somebody told me Wentz was better than Goff. He's the best young quarterback in the league.
That's true. I agree with that.
Somebody say he's the best young quarterback in the league, not name Mahomes.
I'm not gonna argue that.
That's my take. I think eventually the Browns going to have to. I ain't saying this year or nothing like that, but I don't think Mayfield is. With that roster, I mean.
So here's my take. When Hunt comes back, this can be all forgotten. Like if they can make it to week 8, 4-4, 5-3, like Hunt can put everybody in the right places, give you that added weapon that you really need, and he's gonna take some pressure off of Mayfield as far as the O-line is concerned, because now you have to be aware of the speed of Hunt, where Chubb really is a hand the ball off running back. Like if you give him some holes, create some holes for him,
Right.
he can get big chunks of yards, as we saw in the Ravens game a couple weeks ago. But Hunt is like that speed guy. He's that speed guy in the run game. He's that speed guy in the pass game. And you have to know where he is, and he is a human mismatch. If you try to put linebackers on him, guess what? Good luck. You're probably gonna lose. So I think he needs that weapon. Like every quarterback needs a dependable running back. Like I would think everybody would agree with that. Like you need a dependable. I'm not saying they have to be Barry Sanders. I'm not saying they gotta be, Emmitt Smith, but you need a dependable running back, all downs. And I don't know if they have that. And he definitely didn't have it last year. Because, they were going back and forth between Chubb, Duke Johnson. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So he didn't have that last year. So I think when Hunt comes back, if he's still bad with Hunt, all right, then we can revisit this conversation and we can talk about it. But if he's starting to kind of pick it up with Hunt and pick up some of the stuff with Hunt and pick up the production, I think all will be forgotten. And that division is bad.
Yeah.
That division is good.
You know what else is bad?
14-14.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a pick six?
No, strip sack.
Most people didn't see this. 42 yards.
So, what's going on with your boys, man?
No longer good graces.
What's going on with your boys, man?
The offensive line is trash. I might as well just let them stay up there by
The
themselves.
offensive line is trash. The Patriots are in trouble. Don't say that.
It is. It is. It's trash this year. First time in a long time it's trash.
Talk to me, A. Will.
What you want me to say?
I need some words of guidance,
this is-
wisdom.
You want
This
me
is
to be panicked? Or?
This is the second undefeated team in the NFL. We talked about the 49ers. So let's talk about the Patriots. Like, what are some things that you as a Patriots fan think that the Patriots can improve on? We know what they've been good at. The defense has been record setting. What are some things on the offense that you're seeing that probably can be problematic to them in the future?
Their offensive line.
Right on point.
That's the only issue they got. They starting center. A lot of people don't know this. He ain't playing this year. That's effective. That hurts. I asked the Dallas Cowboys last year. Ask any team that has lost their starting center for that. Somebody who's been your center, like he's been their center for the past 3 years, and in that time span, he's probably missed 2 games at the most. So that's cohesion with the quarterback. Now he's the quarterback of the line, so he's calling out checks. You know, he's calling out where defenders are, line shifts, things of that nature. You lose that, you place that on somebody else. Yeah.
They're losing the free agency or injury?
He's hurt. He hurt. He's not playing this year. And then they're starting right tackle was out, and then now they're starting left tackle Isaiah Wynn. He's hurt. He's on the IR, so they're replacing that. They lost Trent Brown in free agency, so I mean that's the thing. But I just think it's something that's going to take a little time to solve for the Patriots. But if you ask me what's their biggest weakness, it's their offensive line.
I'm ready to see the Patriots play some. I'm ready to see them get challenged, even though this game is tied. But I want to see them play some playoff teams. So
Challenged by the Bills. Bills was a playoff team.
this is true. This is true. And the Bills' defense, they played
Good.
outstanding.
The Bills' defense is good.
So like next week they got the Jets. Then they play the Browns. And
That's a win and a win.
Yeah.
We just talked. You just talked.
Then you got the
just
Ravens.
said the
That's another
Browns
one.
need a quarterback, and then you just.
No, I'm reading.
said
I'm talking about their
Browns.
schedule.
Okay.
That's another one.
So you got the Browns.
So when are we going to learn about the Patriots?
Woo!
Just tell us when we're going to learn about the Patriots.
Versus the Eagles. The week of the Eagles, Cowboys, Chiefs. That's when those 3 weeks back to back to back. That's when you're gonna
Texans
learn.
Not even against the Ravens in Baltimore.
No.
at Houston with Houston defensive line, and you're saying they have O-line
Houston
issues?
don't have no defensive line no more. They got J.J. Watt and who else?
Man, they've been putting pressure on quarterbacks.
They got J.J. Watt and who else?
I'm just telling you, they're putting pressure on quarterbacks.
And the Patriots got solved J.J. Watt.
What about the Ravens? The Ravens defense hasn't been that good this year, though. They got some games where I think they'll be challenged, though.
I just told you.
The Eagles
The
game.
3 in a row. Eagles, Cowboys, and Chiefs. That's 3 games in a row, right?
I'm gonna say.
Well, they got the Texans before the Chiefs.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say the Ravens, Eagles, Cowboys, Texans, Chiefs. You will find out a little bit about them.
Do they come out of those games and remain undefeated if they were pull this out? Well, they gonna win. I gotta put the energy in the air, and they're gonna win by 18.
You said what?
No, it's good energy.
Will they be undefeated after that 4-game stretch?
Well, by the let's say when they get to the Chiefs.
Will they be undefeated
still
when they
be
get to the
undefeated?
Chiefs? Honestly, I'm gonna say no.
Somebody will get them.
Who will they lose to? The Cowboys.
In New England,
In New England, see,
The Cowboys.
I'm just not impressed by the Cowboys, man.
Cowboys got a run game, and the Cowboys actually have a solid 3 receivers. They have a solid 3 receivers.
Cowboys
Like,
beat themselves though.
they do, but what I'm saying is, like, if you look just on paper, offense versus defense, like the Cowboys offense versus the Patriots defense, that is going to be the first team that is really going to be able to challenge them in that stretch. Because you have 3 solid receivers, you got a running back, and you have a tight end. So you're going to have to do, like, at that moment, Bill Belichick is going to have to decide, what am I going to do? Like, how am I going to stop Zeke and Amari? Or which receiver do I put Stephon Gilmore on? And which receiver am I double team? So that's where the trick comes, or the genius comes with Bill Belichick, deciding that.
I'm gonna say they're gonna beat the Cowboys at home. That game will be live TV. It's gonna be the only game on Fox. It's gonna be the only game on TV on Fox. And the Cowboys just So one of the things I will say, you don't beat the Patriots with just talent. Like you have to want it more. You have to play harder than them. You have to play harder than them, and then you have to get some luck too. You have to have some bounces go your way. Like the Cowboys, I get it. They have the talent. They look great on paper. But they go into every game like that. I feel like they go into every game like that. They go into every game like, listen, we're more talented than them. We're better than them. We got better this, better that, and they think it's gonna just come to them. And then they go out and have a more hungrier team just beat them, and that's how they just lost last week.
Slow starts.
I guarantee you, they walked into that Packers game and seen Devontae Adams is out. We got more talent than them.
At home.
We're at home. We're going to beat them. We're gonna come in here and beat them, and they got punched them out.
I'm gonna say the Eagles. On the road. Say if they lose the game, I think that'll be the one. Because I don't think they'll be undefeated by the time they get to the Chiefs.
I'm gonna say don't sleep on the Ravens. Sunday night.
They
NBC.
gonna make Lamar Jackson throw the ball.
Don't sleep on the Ravens. I think the Ravens will be a little geeked up for that game, and that's the team where if their defense get to clicking and they're playing hard, like I think they can beat them. I agree with you about Lamar Jackson. I mean, Lamar Jackson has regressed as we thought he would. I mean, from the first 2 weeks where everybody was saying that he's a great passer now, and blah blah blah. But just don't be surprised on a Sunday night game on a big stage if they're geeked up for that game.
All right. Anything else y'all got NFL wise that y'all want to mention?
Caffrey is the man. Caffrey been the best player in football this year.
Keep the Bears out of London.
You still hurt now.
Please and thank you.
Well, this is the Bears' fault. It was the Bears' fault. They got there on Friday. Like, they gave themselves less than 48 hours to get ready for the game. Like, that's not a 15-hour flight. Like, it was the organization's fault.
Keep them out of London. Just don't go back.
Oh, Josh.
After what I saw, just don't go back.
It was their fault though. Like if they would have got there, at least get there Wednesday. Ain't nobody telling you to get there Friday. At least get there Tuesday and Wednesday. Give your body some
I don't
time to
understand
adjust.
why teams don't that to play in London. Why they don't? Like, okay, you play on Sunday, leave Monday.
That's what the Raiders did.
Yeah.
That's what the Raiders did.
Or you could leave. You could like double pack, right? Like we play Sunday, wherever we at, we going from there to London.
That's what the Raiders did. That's exactly what the Raiders did. They played in Indianapolis on Sunday. They left for London on Monday. They did not
You know
go
what I'm saying?
back.
Don't go Monday. Like leave Sunday after the game. Like go straight there from the game to London.
You know how that go. You know what's going on Sunday night in another city. You know what they doing. They partying. They party. But that's the route to go. Like get there early. Like get there early. Don't get there on Friday. This is not a regular game. Like that jet lag stuff is for real. And it looks like Nagy and the crew they didn't think so. Even Gruden said we did the game last year. We got there on Friday. We thought it was gonna be sweet. He said, man, I was tired. Gruden said me as a coach was tired, and I didn't even play the game. I was tired as a coach.
What's the time difference?
It's like a 15-hour flight.
No, I know the flight. I'm saying the timing.
Ooh.
Like, are they in a different time zone?
Oh yeah.
So what's the difference? Like from here to London?
Right now it is 2:47 a.m. So it's Friday in London. So
6 hours.
Yeah, which means it's 8 hours for the Raiders. I'm just
Trying to get a gist for what the time difference is.
yeah for both teams though. Yeah.
Both teams played on Sunday. I mean, both teams had the opportunity
that was a
to
bad
leave
loss,
early.
man. That was a bad loss. Going into a bye week.
The Raiders had played good that week before though.
They've been playing good all year. Honestly.
Still a bad loss.
They had one bad loss. What they had? They had a bad loss to the Vikings.
Who?
The Raiders.
This year?
Yeah, they got smashed by the Vikings. But that was the only game they played bad though. But yeah, that was your fault.
And everybody that keeps on saying Chase Daniel needs to be like, oh, he's better than Mitch. Like, just shut the hell up. Like, please. Like, he a backup for a reason. Like, I know Mitch ain't the greatest quarterback in the world, but come on, man. Like, Chase Daniel, like,
Come on, James.
I mean, Chase has
Sweet
some.
feet.
he a
Touchdown.
backup for a reason.
Chase had touchdown Patriots.
Yeah,
All right, good graces. All right, good graces.
You
All right,
trying to
you
get back on the good
Trying to
side.
get back.
Because we might end this show with just 2 people,
How much time
depending
left?
on how the Patriots
How
do.
much time left in that quarter?
34 seconds.
And the
34
first
seconds left in the
and a
first
half.
half. So they only have 7.
Yeah.
That's cool,
Jeez,
though.
they got to smash them in the second half.
They didn't. Nah, they get the ball, too. I mean, the Giants get the ball.
Giants get the ball?
Yeah.
That's not good.
They scored on that.
On a block punt and then they just scored right there.
No, they scored.
No, I'm talking about the Giants. They scored on the strip sack, and then they scored on
They
the
scored
the
on
goal
the
line.
regular drive, right?
Yeah, Golden Tate.
Sorry.
Pats come out 21-0, third quarter.
Put it in the air.
Put it in the air. So yeah, Chase Daniel. No, I'm sick of that. I'm sick of that.
Chase Daniels didn't play bad though.
I'm sick of that. But people are saying it like, oh, like he's better than Mitch. No, he's not. Like he did the same thing last year.
Daniels just
He knows the system.
Not only that, but Chase Daniels, Mitchell Trubisky only played 1 year of college football. Everybody forgets that. He doesn't have much game experience. Chase Daniels has game experience. I don't care what anybody says, experience plays a factor. It's the greatest teacher. Like, you have to be able to play. Like, everybody thinks that, oh, this guy's wide open, Mitch should just see him. Like, Mitch is still learning how to progress, like read the field. He's learning how to go from option 1 to option 2 to 3, back to 1. He's learning that. He hasn't done that for years. So, like, he gets stuck on one receiver because that's what he knows. He did that in college. In college, they don't teach you they probably teach them how to read and progress, but oftentimes quarterbacks, this is where I'm supposed to go, coach.
Yeah.
Chase Daniels, understand. That's it.
He did the same thing last year. He played good for about a game, and then played the Giants. Everybody's like, oh yeah, we'll beat the Giants.
I mean, he really didn't play good versus the Vikings neither. He just managed the game. The defense won the game. I mean, it wasn't Chase. They didn't win the game because of Chase Daniels.
I mean, no, but
But here's the thing though. Like, I'm gonna continue to say this about the Bears. Like, the Bears have not gotten better offensively because they haven't added any talent. Like, they haven't added anybody. Like, can you name me addition on the Bears that you're gonna say, oh man, him coming in is gonna make this much of a difference on the offensive side of the ball?
I think they got talent on offense. I just think coaching has
What
severely.
talent?
But he's not saying.
I'm not saying
talent.
that.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying they don't. So from the Bears last year to this year, what he's saying is the Bears didn't add a player where you were like, oh, damn, they got better on the offensive side of the ball in this area. Like whether it was, damn, they added another receiver. Like they added a good receiver, or they added a better back than Jordan Howard. Like they got rid of Jordan Howard, they added this person. He takes our running back group over the top. That's what 5 is saying.
Yeah, they didn't do that.
I think no matter who, if they even got someone, I still think the coaching is letting the play calling. I think Nagy has not lived up to his offensive hype. Like
Nagy is also handicapped by a handicapped quarterback.
And
Think
roster.
about what Matt Nagy had before he came to the Bears.
Well, I mean, he did have, yes, but his play calling is awful.
But look at what did he have? What was Nagy before he came to Chicago?
Kansas City, wasn't
Okay, who did he have in Kansas City? Just look position by position. Start at the main position, quarterback. He had Alex Smith versus Mitch Trubisky. Alex Smith wins that battle, right?
Right.
Look at running back. He had Kareem Hunt versus Tariq Cohen. You win that battle.
I mean, but you still, as a coach, dude, like, you have to call better plays
Yeah, but
and put your players in a better position. I feel like he doesn't
the plays
put.
I want to call, I can't call because I'm handicapped at this. Like the quarterback position, he's handicapped at. That's what I'm.
Well, I mean,
gonna
if
keep going
he's
there.
going to be this, if he's this genius, if I know my quarterback isn't strong in certain areas, like, I'm going to call plays to get him comfortable and to make him, like, to not show his deficiencies. Nagy don't do that.
But he said that though. He said that in.
And he says, "Oh yeah, we're gonna turn Trubisky loose this year.
No.
He said that. He said that.
He said that I'm going to simplify things for my quarterback. He literally came out and said that before the season started. He said, I felt like last year we threw too much at him. We're going to simplify things for him, and we're going to make the game easier for him. As a quote, what he said. You can go back, look up the article. He's quoted that. He knows that they threw.
And then he didn't. It goes back to preseason. He didn't even play him in the preseason. Like his preparation for these games have been shit. Like going against the Packers. Like to me right now, as if I was to give Nagy a grade on this year, it would be a D. It would be a D.
What are the Bears? 3-2?
It would be a D. Jesus. It would be a D.
I mean, I'm at 5. I'm actually gonna have to agree with Ray.
It would be a D.
Ray.
A D?
Yes.
Dog, like his preparation for games is terrible. And then it's the same story every post game. We got to get better. Put your players in position to get better.
Well, I just think that they haven't done a great job of adding players to get better. Like you can't. Like I can't actually. And I really want to say this. I didn't want to say this to you, but they've gotten worse talent wise. They've gotten worse. They've gotten worse. Jordan Howard. Losing Jordan Howard.
They didn't use him.
You still have him.
There.
Yeah.
You still have him. He still rushed for almost 1,000 yards the last 2 years. So you can say they didn't use him, but they did use him. They didn't use him enough. You can say that, but don't
when
say
they needed to use him the most.
But they used him though. He was 1,000-yard rusher for them. Montgomery ain't that it. He's not that guy yet. Not saying he can't be that guy, but they haven't replaced him with anybody who can do it. Tariq Cohen in the run game ain't gonna work, man. It ain't gonna work. Like I watched them hand the ball off to him, and you just know it's not going anywhere. Who are you gonna run the ball off to take pressure off your quarterback?
Well, he doesn't run. That's the thing.
But who? Like you say that, but Jordan Howard had back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons.
He rushed for. Jordan Howard had 5 or 7 carries against the Eagles in the playoffs.
You're talking about one game.
That is the game that ended the season.
But you're talking about one game. We're talking about an entire season. I'm talking about an entire season.
Well, he was flaky. Not Howard, but I'm saying the play calling for the run game was flaky.
I get it. I 100% get it. Like, it would be there some games. It wouldn't be there some games. But you still need that 1,000 yards matters. Like, you're probably going to have a 500 or 600-yard rusher probably this year and your best rusher, whoever it is. Whether it be Montgomery, whether it be Cohen, that's 400, 500-yard difference. Like, from game to game, that's big. That's big. Look at Carson Wentz. All right, Carson Wentz the first couple weeks of the season, struggling. That offense was struggling with the Philadelphia Eagles. Guess what they've done the last couple of weeks, right? They've handed the ball off to Jordan Howard. He's taking pressure off Carson Wentz. Guess what they've also done? They've won games. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, whether it's from game to game, whether it's, if it's not there certain games, it's always there the next week. It ain't there for the Bears. The Bears can't be like, oh, well, we didn't hand it off this week. All right, we're going to hand it off next week, and we're going to take some pressure off. They just can't do that.
But I think that's why Ray is giving them a D. Like, I think that plays a part into it. Like he's saying, as the coach, you're not putting your players in position to be good at whatever it is that they're good at. Like if Tariq Cohen ain't a between the tackles running back,
why
are we calling those plays for Tariq Cohen?
Why?
And I think like that's where I agree with Ray. Like y'all ain't putting Mitch in position to win. Y'all don't have the luxury to rest Mitch. Y'all don't have the ability to you got I mean, Sean McVay. They said it all year last year. What does Sean McVay do? He talks to Jared Goff until they cut the mic off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we've never heard them say that about the Bears and Matt Nagy. Jared Goff is better than Mr. Trubisky to me.
Remember?
You got to help the most important. That's the most important position on the field. You got to help him. So I agree with Ray. They deserve a D. I agree with both y'all. The Bears have gotten worse at running back. Right? Nothing has changed at wide receiver, so they're still the same.
And the
tight end is still the same.
And the wide receivers never been that good.
So they did get worse on the offensive side by getting rid of Jordan Howard, but the coach also hasn't put them in position to be successful at what they do.
I agree.
I agree with both.
Got to get his shit together.
So let me ask this question. How long does Nagy have left before he's on the hot seat? Does he get his full contract, or if the Bears?
The Bears are gonna have to. They can't regress. So the Bears lost. They've got in the playoffs. Lost to the Eagles. They at least got to go further.
Okay, so
They gotta go
this further. The Bears are a wild card team. They lose wild card weekend. Is Nagy on the hot seat?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I wouldn't necessarily. He on a warm seat. It's getting there.
I mean,
the temperature rising.
It's either cold or it's hot.
It's the temperature rising.
Okay.
And especially if the offense continues to play as bad
Does
as
the
they've been playing.
GM is the GM on the hot seat?
All of their ass need to be on the
No,
hot
no,
seat.
no.
GM is it's never both.
That's what I'm saying. That's
never
why I'm
both.
giving the option.
Oh, it's gonna be Nagy.
It would. Okay. I'm not. Who would you say? Who would you say? Not who is it going to be? Who would you say is on the hot seat? The GM or the coach?
Say the coach.
I would say the GM.
I'm with 5. The GM.
Why can't it be both, man?
It can't. It can't.
It's the same position as the Cubs. Same position as the Cubs. They got stale. They didn't progress. They didn't totally drop off, but they dropped off a little bit. And guess who's gone? And guess who's still there?
The coach gone.
The coach
the GM
gone.
still
The GM's still there. So I mean, you always need a fall guy.
And who was on the hot seat all year for the Cubs? The GM.
Nagy got to get together, man.
You always need a fall guy. And guess who it's gonna be?
It's gonna be
It's
Nagy.
gonna be the coach, but that don't always mean it's supposed to be the coach.
I just want to see this, this offensive genius, and I ain't even said that the genius is coming with like play calling too. So I'm waiting. I'm still waiting to see it.
Still
He's
waiting
had
on the
some-
play call.
I mean, he's had some.
He had some great play calls last year. Like, I think we've all said, like, he's had some
Yeah.
genius. I think teams are ready for it this year. Obviously, you study film, you see their tendencies on certain downs that they pull that type of stuff on. But I think you have seen less of it this year. Like, and because he's trying to simplify the game for the quarterback, and just like he said, but you've seen a lot less though, a lot less. Like, you remember when, he still throws the ball on bad downs on like 3rd and 2. Like,
So,
but it's no longer trick plays like like when they run flea flickers on 3rd and 2 and stuff. He's not doing that no more, but he is still throwing the ball. But the whole league's doing that though. I won't give him no slack on it because we should slap everybody who does it. But the whole league do it. The whole league do it. I've been starting to see it in the college game too. Throwing the ball on 3rd and short. I've seen it in the college game.
That's where it comes start.
to your point, simplifying the game, like if he's gonna do that, like if you actually like look at the stats from these games, like he still really don't like. We don't run the ball. We still don't run the ball. Like,
But 5 said y'all don't have it.
but you have to run. Like you gotta mix it up.
I mean, two
Okay,
weeks.
so
Like we'll never know if the run game is gonna work if our rusher is getting 11 carries. Like
okay,
I mean,
so
he had 22 weeks ago.
we won the game.
so
Just run. It gotta be some type of threat.
Steve Smith made this comment Sunday morning about the offensive coordinator in Minnesota, right? And he said the offensive coordinator in Minnesota
Oh, this was so funny.
is going to run play action all day long. Like that's his. Like you just know he running play action, right?
Right.
So teams that play Minnesota, they know what's already coming when you go into Minnesota. They're looking to run play action. So we're going to stop the run, but when it becomes a pass play, we're not even looking in the backfield. Like we're not, right? Like, cause we know y'all are gonna run play action.
Mm-hmm.
So the safeties ain't gonna bite up, the corners ain't gonna jump. So now the receivers are like, they're running tougher routes, right? So what Steve Smith was saying is, if Minnesota wants to be able to truly use all of their weapons, they're going to have to get rid of their offensive coordinator to be able to open the playbook more, so you don't know what's coming.
He had a funny analogy to that too.
And I wanted to say it word
for word. I was watching that too.
But he was spot on. He like, and I played in that system before.
It was the Steve Smith, Michael Irvin segment.
Yeah.
I was watching.
But he's like, everybody has seen that before.
It was a funny saying. I wish he
I
knew it word for word. It was real funny, and I was like, "What the hell is he talking about?"
But when he
it
finished,
made sense. But it made sense what he said because when he finished his discussion about it. But yeah, I mean, what do you do? I mean, you know, so the Bears, you know, not taking any shots down the field, right? So your safeties aren't deep ever. You never have to have your safeties deep when you're playing the Bears. All right, slants, outs. That's what we're playing because that's what they're gonna do.
Maybe an end. That's it.
That's it. I mean,
Tariq Cohen back there. Oh, he gonna run. All we gotta do is play our gap.
Yeah, we shadow him.
We gonna play our gap because we know he gonna do one thing, right? He gonna run to the left. He don't see nothing. He gonna try to bring it all the way back.
Feel like when Mitch comes back, you gotta unleash him.
But I will say this: I just looked this up. Bears are third to last in total yards in the league. They are only ahead of the Dolphins and the Jets right now. So that's a problem. Even the Redskins are averaging.
You have to. You drafted him. You traded up to get him. You have to unleash him. You have to at least if he's gonna mess up, we need to see him taking shots downfield. You gotta do it.
It's bad too.
You gotta do it.
This is bad.
The Washington Mystics won the WNBA championship.
Shout out to Della Dawn.
21 points.
She's a trader though.
She asked to leave, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's had a sick sibling.
Yeah, sister.
Yeah.
Congratulations to the Mystics.
Still.
She should stay.
Should stay.
I ain't gonna disagree with you.
Shout out to Sky, actually. They had Coach of the Year this year. Had a good year without her. Just think they could have did with her.
Somebody fired Derek Fisher.
We can't talk. We can't spend this much time on them yet.
No, I'm not. I just want to throw that out.
I mean, Derek Fisher, first of all, shouldn't be coaching nowhere.
Should be fired.
They shouldn't be coaching in college, first of all.
Should be fired.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't
Play
coach
Candace
it.
Parker. What do you play her? How many minutes?
11.
11 minutes?
Closeout game.
Should be fired.
And they extended them.
Yankees. Let's talk about this baseball. Golly. You play Candace Parker like that, you get an extension.
I don't know. Candace been on TV a little too much.
Your Yankees, man. MLB playoffs. Clean sweep.
Nice little.
Clean sweep. Got him in, got him out.
Let's get done with him.
Well, the Twins been dust for a few playoff series now.
All against the Yankees. Let's get them out of there.
You see them, you just get your brooms out.
Hey, they trash.
They won 17 straight playoff games. They lost 17 straight playoff games. Why even go? Why go?
13 of those are to the Yankees.
Why even go?
Astros are winning right now. 6-1, bottom of the 8th. It's looking like they're going to advance and play the Yankees.
Bottom of the 8th?
Yeah.
It's never over in baseball, though.
It ain't, but this shit's over.
Yeah, because I thought the Dodgers were going to win that game last year. But, I mean, yesterday. But we'll talk about that.
So,
At a later date.
preview. Astros, Yankees. That's going to be a good series.
It's going to be a good series.
That's going to be a great series.
That water versus fire.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. Pitching,
No, one side.
hitting with those bats the Yankees got.
Water versus fire.
Yeah, I'm ready to see this. Oh, yeah.
Good old fashioned.
I know who you got.
Good old fashioned Celtics Lakers.
Hey, man, that's this is gonna be a good one. Who you got? That's tough.
I got a great pitching. To me, just is you just can't replace it. Like I feel like if they get into shootouts, I feel like the Astros can hang with them. So if it does come to that, they can still win maybe 1 or 2 of those type of games. But good pitching. But the Yankees, I mean, if the Yankees can make it high scoring, like the game's high scoring, and get the starting pitchers out early, 4 or 5 innings, they can win. I just don't think it's gonna happen.
This is
Who got home field advantage?
The Astros.
Oh, gotta win games, and that's not a hitter's park.
The Astros.
Yeah, that's not a hitter's park.
gonna go with
I'm gonna go Houston.
I'm going with the pitching. So I'm gonna go with Houston. I think it's gonna be a long series. But damn. I'm just gonna go with the pitching. I'm going with the pitching.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Houston. But when the last time the Yankees been to the World Series? Man, you
2009.
I want to see that happen though.
2000, when they first opened.
I want the Yankees to go to the World Series, but my brain is telling me that Houston and their pitching is gonna get them there. But I would rather see the Yankees in the World Series. Absolutely.
I've just seen great pitching just carry so many teams.
Hell yeah, it carried us in 05.
I've just seen it carry so many teams that you just can't go against it.
So let me ask this question. The Yankees got the best bullpen in baseball. So the question becomes starters versus relievers. That's really what it is. Like how, so when I'm looking at it, I'm looking at how long can the Astros go with their starters versus how soon do the Yankees bring in their relievers.
I agree.
Because if the Yankees can go like they did this past series, if they can get 4 quality innings out of their pitchers, they could just turn it over to the bullpen. And if it's 0-0 in the 5th inning, like now that's where the batting order is coming back around for the second time. You got Verlander throwing 80, depending on how good the bats are. Now he's getting up there in pitches. He's in the 70s, he's in the 80s, potentially the 90s as far as his pitch count. Like, are the Astros comfortable with bringing in their relievers versus the Yankees relievers?
I don't think they are, but I think they aren't because their starters are so great and they're so used to them going deep into ball games. Like Cole's in the 8th inning right now. Like he's still in. Like they haven't even they probably got their closer like warming up. They probably haven't even looked at the bullpen. So, but a game like game 4, Verlander gets smacked around a little bit early on.
Off that short rest.
Yes, off that short rest. If you can get ahead of them, like I think that's where like you just said, like the Yankees can get through 4 or 5 innings. I think they can win those type of games, but you gotta get there. That's the thing. Like you gotta jump on them early, and you gotta get Verlander, Cole, and those and
Greinke hasn't been good in the playoffs.
Yeah, he hasn't been good in the playoffs. But you gotta get ahead of those guys. You gotta jump on them in the first 3 or 4 or 5 innings, like, and you have to put pressure on them because if they get into the 5th, they get into the 6th, and damn sure if they get into the 7th, you're in trouble. So.
Whew. All right, so let's take it National League. We have
Cardinals versus
Cardinals versus Nationals. The Dodgers. Record-setting year, regular season. I think the most wins they've had in team history. Looked awesome. Looked awesome.
Interception.
Awesome. Trying to get back in good grace.
Belichick went there and cursed their ass out. That's what that was.
Dodgers probably cost a lot of bettors some money. Lost 7-3. I want to know y'all thoughts on that game, man.
Actually, people had the money line was on the Nationals. Actually, like they had Strawberry on the mound. On the mound.
Oh yeah.
I think that kind of plays into the. I'm gonna so it plays into what we were just talking about, right? Like the Dodgers had the better pitching out of the two teams. The Nationals have about 2 good pitchers, but I think the way the 3. I'm sorry, the way the Nationals used their pitching though was unconventional and different because they let Matt Scherzer come in game 2, which the Nationals won. He came in and pitched some relief innings, and so that kind of threw the Dodgers off because the Nationals relievers aren't that good.
Right.
Yep.
So
we know.
They've cost me some.
We know.
So as a manager, like this is where we have to give the Nationals manager credit. You know what I'm saying? He had to use something different to steal a game or 2, right? And then once you turn it into, because it was also a 5-game series, so it's not a 7-game. So if I can steal one game on the road, right? I can win a game at home, and now it's 2-2.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? Or it's 2-1. Like depending on how I win the games. It can either be 2-2, it could be 2-1, right? And so when you look at it in that nature, now you shrink the series. So now the Dodgers have to decide, okay, which of my best pitchers can I put out there, and when can I put them out there? They're not used to that.
Yeah.
Kershaw might have been able to come out the bullpen for 1-2 innings, but when you're a starting pitcher, sometimes starting pitchers need that regular warm up. Sometimes they even need 1 inning before they lock in.
So Cardinals, Nationals, who y'all got? I'll tell you who I'm going for.
Cardinals just got that mojo, right?
I want every Cubs fan to suffer.
Oh, well,
Okay.
Cardinals just got the mojo, right?
Let's go Cardinals.
They went in Chicago and swept them. They just got the mojo.
They hot.
Yeah.
They're the hot team.
They are hot.
They're the hot team in baseball right now.
I mean, you literally in your rival season.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and they play get their coach fired.
and scoring 10 runs in the first inning against the Braves.
Smack them.
Should be ashamed of yourself.
It was a game 5 though. This is what happens in game 5. The better team always.
And the
wins.
Braves didn't play that. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, they took them 5 games, so they didn't play that bad.
I mean, I'm talking about game 5 though. Like,
But the Braves' best players instead. Josh Donaldson was terrible. Freddie Freeman was terrible. Dallas Keuchel, who they picked up, he was terrible.
National got home field advantage in this series.
Yeah.
You can still give it Cardinals. Cardinals just got that mojo, man.
yeah, Cardinals didn't have home field in this series.
They did.
It didn't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Nationals. I think Strasburg is the best player, best pitcher, I should say, in the series. And I think he's probably this is a 7-game series now. He's probably going to pitch 3 games. I'm going to say they're going to throw him out there for 3 games.
If you're telling me that's going to happen, I really like the Cardinals' chances. Because
Strasburg is known to get hit.
the more you see a pitcher, he might get you that first time around. But if you keep seeing him like that, it's advantage. It's advantage for the bats.
Man, it's always like that.
Advantage for the bats. But if he pitches 3 times, that's a lot of stress.
I think if it was a 5-game series, I probably would pick the Cardinals. But with it being 7, I'm going to pick the Nationals.
Imagine the Nationals, man. No Bryce Harper this year.
Imagine how Bryce feels.
Man.
Sometimes you get better by
Addition by subtraction.
addition by subtraction. Sometimes.
And it wasn't like the Phillies had a bad year neither.
And let's. I know we ride a lot on the Dodgers, but let's give some Nationals some credit because they were down 3-1 in that game, They could have easily just chalked it up. Kershaw was coming to the mound. They could have just gave up. They could have been like, hey, Kershaw on the mound, blah, blah, blah.
Is that sweet tea?
Back-to-backs off Kershaw to tie the game.
Yep.
And then get the bases loaded in the top of the 10th. Their middle of the order had been playing so well that they had to walk Soto to load the bases for Kendricks. And then Kendrick, after making some bad errors in the beginning of the series, come back and hit a grand slam to get them the lead. So, I'm gonna go with the Nationals. I think they got the mojo. I think their middle of the order is good, and like I said, I think Strasburg he's gonna pitch 3 games.
I think we in for a treat for both series, AL and NL. So,
Nothing wrong with it.
so you got Yankees and
Yankees, Cardinals.
Yankees Cardinals.
You all imagine big Yankees.
I got Cardinals and Astros.
I got Nationals, Astros.
Okay.
Verlander versus Strasburg, game 1. Sounds real good, though.
Whew.
Sounds like a duel.
That sounds like
Sounds like what?
slaughter.
2-1 game.
That sounds like a slaughter.
Oh man. So we got to go talk.
What was that?
We got to go talk, and we are going to discuss this basketball. Antoine Walker versus Rasheed Wallace. Okay.
NBA?
NBA.
No college.
Nope.
That's fine with me.
Twan, 17.5 points, 7.7 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 3-time All-Star, 1-time NBA champ, 96-97 All-Rookie team. Rasheed, 4-time All-Star, 1-time NBA champ, 95-96 All-Rookie team. Rasheed has played in more games than Twan. Twan's been in Rasheed's been in 1,109 games, and Antoine Walker has been in 893.
That actually 200 more games, which is like 2 seasons.
Oh, this is tough.
It's tough for y'all?
Yeah. It's only tough for me because I know Twan.
A whole career.
Should I go first then?
Yeah.
I know Twan. That's what makes it tough for me.
I looked at the numbers already. And I've done the eye test. 'Cause that's my generation.
Yeah, I know I'm going with that.
Rasheed Wallace, man. All right, hold on. First, let me go on the Antoine Walker side of things. So, Antoine Walker, offensively, in his heyday, was probably more gifted than Rasheed Wallace. He could put the ball on the floor, shoot a 3, get to the lane. He could score on your 3, your 4. I mean, back in that day, you couldn't put 5s on him. Like, you would just be done. You'd be curtains. But he couldn't defend. He could not defend. Like, he couldn't defend his position. He can't defend another person's position. Like, he wasn't a great help defender. Like, he could not defend. Rasheed Wallace, all right? Rasheed Wallace offensively was probably better than Antoine Walker, but never, to the eye, actually achieved it. Like, his talents and his gifts, back to the basket game, his ability to stretch the floor, he could put it on the deck a little bit. He was great in the pick and roll. He could pick and roll. He could pick and pop. He could finish at the rim. But he never you never actually saw it like for like a full season like him go out there and get 22, 23, grab 10 boards. He's a better rebounder too.
Cool.
She's a better rebounder too. But his defensive prowess was always on showcase. Like since day one. Altering shots, blocking shots, one-on-one defense. That's where his bread and butter was. And then when he got on the main stage and you actually saw him in the Western Conference Finals versus the Lakers, you saw him in the finals in 2004 with the Pistons versus the Lakers. Like you could see, damn, this dude got the tools. Like, why can't I see this in the regular season? And you would say to yourself that. You would say that to yourself.
You would even say Boston. The Game 7, Boston versus Lakers.
Yeah, exactly. Like they would not have been in that game if it wasn't for Rasheed Wallace.
Facts.
Like I know a lot of people like to get on Kobe for playing bad in that game, but
A lot of self-explain.
Ray Allen, Pierce, Garnett were also bad in the game too, and Rondo wasn't even like they took him out the game. They took him out the game. He was playing so bad, but I mean, Rasheed Wallace, he just was a better defender. He was a better defender. Like Twan couldn't stop.
So that's your deciding factor?
Yes, Twan couldn't decide a goldfish. He couldn't defend a goldfish. He was out there with no water.
Wow.
He still couldn't defend him.
Wow.
I'm gonna say this, because when Twan was in Boston during his heydays in Boston, I don't remember him getting killed on defense. I don't remember like people just isoing to go at Antoine Walker.
Are you kidding me?
I'm gonna say that.
Ooh.
It wasn't not like a James Harden, like he was just because those Celtics teams when they was going to the playoffs with him and Pierce, they was actually pretty good defensive teams.
So a lot of people don't remember in 2006, Twan was actually the starting power forward on the Miami Heat. He was starting power forward. I think a lot of people forget about that. They had to take him out of the game because he couldn't guard his position. And that's how Posey even got his name, was because he had to step in. And Haslam too. A lot of people forget about Haslam too. Haslam got his name and Posey got his name because Twan could not guard his position.
I was talking about Boston though.
In Boston too. I mean,
he was in way better shape in Boston than he was in Miami. When he was in Miami, he had gained that weight. I'm with you on that in Miami, but Boston, they wasn't picking on him in Boston. Hell no.
Antoine Walker?
It wasn't. I wouldn't put. I think Rasheed is a better defender, but I wouldn't say Antoine Walker was.
I don't think he was.
I wouldn't say Antoine Walker was a bad defender, and when he was in Boston.
So who was the better of the two defenders?
Huh?
Who was the better of the two? She?
I'll say she.
Okay, so.
Yeah. But everything else, I'm taking Antoine. Like, if we just talking defense, like, everything else I've seen, like, Twan could, like, set up your offense, shoot the J, he could post up. Like, I'm taking Antoine in every other category. And then I've seen him do it like Rasheed's. I think Rasheed has ever averaged 20 points per game in a year.
You said
He hasn't.
Twan, like, 23, like, 20, 23, 22, 20, like, I'm going Twan.
I think she just also had more talent around him than Antoine, but
Besides Miami. In Boston, yes.
you talking about what? She?
No, I'm talking about when Twan was in Miami. He played with Shaq and Dwayne.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying, like, she has always, like, so in Portland, that was Scotty, Steve Smith, Dame.
Is that why his numbers were never high?
I'm gonna say yeah, he was never really like at a point like when Twan first came in the league, he was the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was the
number one pick, right? No, Twan was number one. He was what, top 7 or 8 maybe?
Oh, that was the 96 draft.
96,
So
97 draft.
AI was 1.
He was top 10. Let me look it up.
He definitely was top 10. I know he was top 10.
Yeah,
I want to say he was around 7 or 8.
might be 8. might have been 8.
I'm gonna say Sharif, but actually was the number 2 pick in the draft.
Because who had the second pick?
I'm
Vancouver.
gonna say Vancouver.
So then Sharif Abdul-Rahim.
We got Twan was number 6.
Okay.
6 pick in the draft. Okay.
He was 6.
Who was third? Ray Allen?
Let me go back. Nah, it was Iverson, Camby, Sharif
Camby.
Abdul-Rahim. Then you had
So Toronto had second.
Marbury, Ray Allen, and then Twan.
Marbury was 4. Ray
Yeah.
Allen was 5.
Yeah. Timberwolves.
Who was 6?
And that was a trade.
Ooh, just think of the Timberwolves would have drafted Ray Allen.
With Kevin Garnett. And they were friends.
Ooh, never even thought about that. Ooh, that would have been nasty.
So who you got?
Mike Nugent missed a fucking field goal.
That's not good.
Thanks for being the bearer of bad news.
Hey, y'all
Told y'all we gonna finish the show with 2 people.
Give me Rasheed Wallace, man.
Yeah, they might not cover this.
Man, she all day.
Jesus.
She.
And he hit the goalpost?
Yeah.
That's the worst.
Give me Sheed, man.
So we got
All sheets.
No, I'll pick Twan.
All the time.
I'll pick
Big
Twan.
Twan.
I'll pick Twan.
Appreciate
I feel like
I love
Rasheed.
you,
Now I feel
Twan.
like Rasheed didn't have that motor.
But that's what I'm saying.
And I don't think he was hungry enough for it.
I'm not gonna say
He
she
never had
didn't
to
have
have
a
it.
motor.
He never had to have it.
He was never the guy. Like she was.
Well, he played with the Bullets though. He played with the Bullets.
Maybe for like a year or 2.
He played with them.
I mean, he played with the Hawks for 1 game and balled out. What does that mean?
That's his rookie year. He averaged 10 points.
I mean, he was a rookie. I mean,
What you thought he was gonna come in average 20?
I'm just saying. Twan averaged 18.
Oh,
yeah, how many games did they win?
Who? The Bullets?
Both.
I think the Bullets might make a playoff.
so that means that.
Oh yeah, that doesn't help your argument because I know the Celtics were bad.
Wow.
What, 96, 97? I know the Celtics didn't make the playoffs. 96, 97.
I know they were bad.
The Bullets made playoff. That's what you said.
Let's look. The Washington Bullets.
97 playoffs.
25, 96. Give my Wi-Fi a minute. Let me see, 96.
You can't find it.
No, I'm just trying to make sure I'm getting the correct stats, man. Got to make sure you got the right stats. All right. So, nah, they didn't make it.
Oh, okay.
They didn't make it. It was a year that they did make it. I think that might have been after Sheed, though. Because I remember the Bulls played them in the first round. But I'm going with Twan, man. I just think he did.
One player. If you had to pick one player on your team, both in their heyday,
Out of them two?
out of those 2, who would you take?
Twan.
Oh Lord Jesus.
If you wanted to win,
They both won.
I guess you said one player, one series.
And when you
you
say-
need a power forward,
Is it one game or one series?
a season,
A season, a full season.
and you can build around them, obviously. But you need a power forward.
I think I'm gonna go Twan. And the only reason I'm gonna go Twan is because Twan is one of those. He's a stretch 4. Like he's today's NBA stretch 4, and I think I'm not saying that she is not a stretch 4, but Twan is a
That's tough. That's tough not to say too.
She
Yeah.
did. No, she did a stretch
no,
forward.
but I'm saying like that's why I said I'm not saying he's not a stretch 4.
Twan could just do more as a stretch
As
forward.
a stretch 4, Twan could do more. So I think if I'm going that route, give me Twan because he's not like give me Twan.
I'll go Rashid, just because in the trenches, like I need somebody that's gonna get stops and get buckets. And I feel like Rasheed can go out there and get both. I feel like if you need somebody to go out there and get theirs every game, yeah, maybe I would go with Antoine. But if I'm building around it and I got another guy, and first of all, y'all know how I feel about big men in the trenches. Like when the game get close, I don't need you. I just need you to do your part, be ready to knock down shots, ready to rebound. My guard got it. So
But
if you got
Twan could be your guard.
Yes.
but that's another thing. I don't want my big man being my guard. Like I don't want that. I don't want that. Like I want you to defend, rebound, set hard screens, give my guard the ability to win the game for me, and then also defend. Like, and I feel like Twan he's not a great screener, first of all, so I can't run pick and roll with him. Like, he's a guy that I'm gonna have to just get the ball to him and just be like, hey, go win me the game. Like, he's not a great screener. Like, he's a great spacer. He can spread the floor. He can get out the way, duck in the corner, knock down some shots. But she can do that too. And she can do it all night long. And he just could defend. Like,
See, I think that's the biggest thing, though. Like, she being able to defend is the biggest. It's that's a big wild card.
Dude, he's 6'11" with long arms.
No, he's a better defender.
Like, he's a way better defender.
I don't feel like
I feel like she didn't get enough knock as being a defender. I felt like he had to go to Detroit for us to really find out like how really good defensively he was, and he's always been like that. He was like that in Portland, and the league didn't find out until he went to Detroit.
But I don't feel like Antoine Walker's defense like cost they still won championship with him playing the 4.
And they also had to vacate him. His playing time got reduced. That's how they won. Like, I don't
Did he
think
start?
you understand. He started the first 2 or 3 games of that series, was getting torched by Dirk. And then they made the switch, and then they started Haslam like games 4, 5, and 6. And then they swept him. They swept him.
I mean, it's hard.
They benched him.
It's hard to guard Dirk, man.
Yeah, I mean, come on, it's Dirk.
And
Haslam did about a good job you gonna get.
Yeah, Twan wasn't no spring chicken.
Nah, that definitely was
Haslam did about as good a job you gonna get.
Ever?
Nah, Twan started that. He started that whole series.
How many minutes he play?
Compared to the regular season.
Let's see. Started all 6 games. Total, how many minutes? 36 minutes. He was on the court. That's what I'm saying.
In the playoffs?
In the finals. Twan never. His defense never.
I remember that bad. Nah,
Shaq was the one terrible. Shaq was out there like boo boo. Look.
Shaq probably was boo boo.
Yeah. Haslam 29 minutes. Posey 29 minutes. They only played 8 guys.
Who was the starting 3?
Starters. But you knew. Give me a second. It was Jason Williams, D Wade, Twan, Udonis, and Shaq.
So it was Posey getting the extra minutes then.
So I mean, UD was guarding Dirk. Him and Posey.
Because I was gonna say Twan was playing a 3. Yeah.
So it was getting Posey the more minutes that turned that series around then.
Yeah, they only played Zoe, Peyton, and Posey was off the bench. That was it. The only dudes that was really getting burned. Yeah. So I can't say that, man. Twan never defense wasn't that bad. Yeah, it ain't cost him no ring.
Yeah, but she was all defensive team like though. Like she was all defensive team like.
I think I'm telling you, what makes it hard is she was a better defender.
Yeah.
I mean, he could defend like the KGs, the Webbers, the Duncans, like with ease too, and still get buckets too.
Those Portland teams, how many No, they went to the Western Conference Finals in 2000. How many more times did they advance deep into the playoffs?
They got swept by the Lakers the next year. That was the year when the Lakers swept everybody, though.
Oh, what round was that? Second round?
No, I think
First?
might have been the first round they swept them, actually. I think they swept them in the first round. They swept them.
Lakers
They
lost one
swept.
game in the finals. Yeah, that's correct.
No, they swept the West Conference Finals, the real finals.
Oh, yikes.
You know, the West Conference playoffs, the
You
real
don't
playoffs.
disrespect your boy like that?
You said what?
You don't let him disrespect
What he said?
I mean, it was.
He said, you know, the Lakers swept the real competition.
They swept them, right?
Yeah, they
The
swept the
real
real
They
competition.
swept them.
Yeah.
That don't even make sense.
Yeah.
That don't even make how you sweep the real competition. They lose. They lost.
They swept the real
They
competition.
lost.
They swept the better team.
They lost.
Like you can't tell me the Blazers, the Kings, and the Spurs
Then why was Philly able to win a game?
weren't better teams.
They couldn't win
than
you what?
Philly.
They couldn't win you one game.
I'm not asking you that. You
Well,
can't.
they couldn't win you one
Can
game.
you answer the question for me?
What?
Can you tell me that the Blazers, the Kings, and the Spurs weren't better basketball teams than the 76ers?
I'm going to give you an answer right now. If Philadelphia plays anybody else besides the Los Angeles Lakers in 2001, Allen Iverson will have a ring.
Oh my God! You ain't. What?
Wow.
If they play anybody else in the 2001 NBA Finals,
Are you?
dude,
kidding
Shaq
me?
was literally destroying Mutombo at like every possession.
You
Like
think that? You can't possibly think that. Come on.
they had the
man.
defensive
They
player
had-
of the
they
year.
had-
They had the
they had-
MVP.
yeah.
They had sixth man of the year.
Come
Dude,
on.
you know how dominant Shaq and Kobe was, dude?
Come on.
Like if they was to play any
You can't think that.
if they was to play any other team, I believe that they would have won a ring.
You can't.
Because they defended.
You can't think that, man. You can't think that, man. No way.
And they played good versus the West all year.
No way.
They
No
played good versus the West Conference all year.
No way you can tell me that they were better than the Kings or the Spurs.
They had the best record in the league. What is
And they also only played the Western Conference teams twice, like instead of playing the Eastern Conference teams 4 times.
Hey man. And it wasn't like they was losing to these teams neither.
It's just
I will say this.
Like they ran into the
you would say it
argument.
would be more competitive. I'm okay with you saying
Yeah.
that. I'm okay with you saying it'd be more competitive. but-
So okay, so let's do this, right? So you said the Kings, the Trailblazers, and the Spurs were the
Yes.
3 teams.
Yes.
Okay. So let's go down. Let's just keep it simple. Who was the Kings' best player at that time?
Weber was their best player.
Is Weber a better player than Allen Iverson?
No, I mean I would take Iverson.
So the Philly would win the superstar battle, you would say, right?
Yes.
Okay. Were the Kings better than the 76ers on the defensive side of the ball? Because you got Mutombo versus Divac.
You got Eric Snow.
You got Eric Snow versus Mike Bibby.
You got George
You
Lynch.
got George Lynch or Aaron McKee versus Doug Christie
That's a wash.
and Peja Stojakovic, right?
Yeah, but I just
And then you still got AI, and then you have Tyrone Hill or
Matt
Theo.
Geiger.
No, Theo Ratliff got hurt. So Tyrone Hill or Matt Geiger defending Chris Webber. Like I don't think Chris Webber he's gonna get his points, but I don't think he's going to.
they would beat them in 6.
The Kings would beat the.
Yeah. Hell yeah. From a talent standpoint,
Talking
like
about talent, but
from
the
a talent, from a
Sixers,
talent standpoint, you can't tell me that Bibby's not better than Snow. First of all, you can't tell me that. They're gonna have Christie on Iverson. Iverson is gonna get his, obviously. You got Aaron McKee versus Bobby Jackson. That's a wash.
but at that
Hey,
moment,
I might give it to Bobby Jackson.
at that moment,
I
you
might
talk-
give Bobby
but
Jackson.
you talk,
the
you
edge.
might,
You talking
Oh.
all offensively.
I'm talking about at that
You
time. No,
talking
Aaron
all
McKee was the
offense.
6th man of the year
I mean, just because you won the award don't mean you were the better player. I mean, come on now.
for that season.
No, that means you played the best. That don't mean you're the better player. Like that's just period. That's like saying that who just won MVP last year? Giannis? Giannis won MVP last
Yeah.
year, right? He the best player in the league?
No.
All right. I don't want to hear that. All right, so that don't mean you're the best player. That means you just played the best in those games, and you elevated your game during that time period. Bobby Jackson was a better basketball player than Aaron McKee. I think we all can agree on that. You better agree on it.
And I agree, but I've also heard
Peja Stojakovic, Peja 80 times better than anybody. 80 times better than anybody. Any small forward that the 76ers was gonna roll out.
But we also know Peja in the playoffs choked. And I've also, wasn't it Shaq that said, who was that on the Lakers? Who was that on the Lakers that said talent-wise the Kings were better than them? Who was that?
Somebody did.
So they said
probably was Robert Horry.
Said talent-wise they were better than us. It's not the best talent don't always win.
That is true.
It don't always win. So when you say talent-wise, like throw that out the window.
I mean,
like,
but their superstars were like head and heels over their superstars. I don't feel like
superstars of who?
The Lakers. And you talk about Kobe and Shaq.
But that's what I'm
Stojakovic and
saying.
Webber.
Like,
I feel like the 76ers don't have that dominant superstar power like
they
that.
didn't need it. That's how cold they were. Iverson, you go score.
We'll do everything.
We'll do everything else. And Mutombo, dude. Mutombo could have actually been himself against any of them other teams. Shaq took him completely out of the series.
Kings would have beat them in 6.
Shaq was completely...
And the Spurs definitely would have beat them in 6.
The Spurs?
The Spurs definitely would have beat them in 6.
They were getting swept.
The Spurs definitely beat them in 6.
Name that Spurs team.
I mean, they still had D-Rob on that team. D-Rob, Elliott, Duncan. They still had Ellie on that team.
Hey, man. All I'm saying is...
What you saying, brother?
That Philly team?
Listen. They beat the Nets team that beat Philly the next year. The Spurs beat in 6. That same Philly team from that year before, the same Philly team. It was the same exact team.
Who, Philly?
Yeah. The Nets beat in the playoffs.
Wait, hold on. What year are you talking about?
The very next year.
Philly lost to Boston.
Philly lost to
They
Boston.
lost to Boston. Iverson had his broke hand. That was right before the practice run. They lost in the first round of Boston. Philly had traded away their whole bench. Bad management. Traded away their whole bench. If that Sixers team play anybody else, Mutombo is able to play. He's able to be way more effective than he was against Shaq.
Not against the Spurs. Now you're going against D-Rob and Duncan.
David Robinson wasn't dominant like Shaq.
Duncan was.
No.
Duncan numbers wasn't great
Dominant.
in the playoffs.
When Shaq dominated, that was his prime. No, nobody else was messing with Shaq.
I mean, obviously he wasn't.
That's my
Shaq.
point. That's my point.
Obviously not Shaq, but Duncan was putting up numbers though. Like, go look at his numbers.
Sam, man. I think that Philly team. I really believe they play anybody else.
You
And everybody on that team. Everybody on that
team was in the West, they barely make the playoffs.
Everybody on that.
If that team was in the West, they barely make the playoffs.
Whatever, but everybody on that team played their role.
They would barely make the playoffs if they was in the West.
You can say that about a lot of teams. That we can't change that. They're in the East. They're in the East.
I'm just telling you. I'm just letting you know what the talent.
Everybody says if LeBron was in the West when he was with Cleveland, who cares?
Well,
Like
shit, he didn't make the playoffs last year. Like damn, that proved it right.
No, he was hurt.
I hate that.
He was hurt. So if you got a team that everybody play their role, you can argue that they had the best role players in the league that year.
Who did have the best role players?
Nah, I would disagree with that.
In the league, 6th man of the year,
I
defensive player of the year, MVP, coach of the year. Did Larry Brown win coach of the year? I think he did.
He did win coach of the year. They won a lot of games.
So they swept the awards?
They play anybody else, dog.
That's a sweeping award. MVP.
The only award I think they didn't win was most improved.
And a lot of them teams, like in the West from 2000 to 2001, when the Lakers they didn't get better. The Lakers did. Them other teams really didn't get better.
They were already good.
They didn't get better.
I just don't understand how you can say that.
Say what?
Whew. They had Kerr, Bowen, Steve Smith was on this team. Come on, man.
What You saying it like he was like in his hate, like
you don't need him in your hay. You just need him to be a role player. That's what Steve was. And he was just on the Blazers giving us fits the year before. Steve Smith was down to the reason the Lakers lost. Like he was dominating at times in that series. He had that Grant Hill Smitty. He in with the Smitty, you know.
Did he start with them?
Huh?
Steve Smith?
Yeah.
I believe so. It was Dame, Steve, Scotty, Arvidas. I don't know who the four was. Was she the four? Was she the starting four?
Man, this Spurs team was good. I damn near know.
Are you talking about the Spurs?
I damn near know
No,
how.
I'm talking about Ray.
He
But
talking about
you talking about
Spurs.
Steve Smith started on the Spurs?
Yeah.
Nah.
No. Man, this Spurs team was good. They had they role players. So they had Duncan. We know about Duncan. We know about D-Rob. They had Steve Kerr. They had Terry Porter, Malik Rose, Derek Anderson. Like,
Derek Anderson was the starter.
dude, they were really good.
Who was their
Sean
point guard,
Elliott.
Avery?
They still had Avery at point.
Who was the backup?
Probably was Steve Kerr. Dude, this thing was good, man.
Oh, fumble.
Yeah, Terry Porter.
Man, I ain't even
Fumble,
talking about
touchdown.
Antonio Daniels.
Fumble for a touchdown.
What?
Yes.
They have 14 now?
Yes.
It might be. It depends on where they spot this ball.
Wait, you said he scored.
I mean,
Yeah,
knocked
it
over the
look
ball.
like it. They got to finalize it, though. I'm just saying, this Spurs team was good, man. This Spurs team
So
was
why
good.
was Philly the only team to win a game?
I mean, they won a game. They won an OT game. Iverson went nuts.
That's gotta be a touchdown.
They won an OT game. I give them their credit for winning that game. I mean, I honestly do. I mean, they won.
And they only got blown out one game. Them games was close.
Who did I guess,
Toby
whatever.
out? Was his toe out?
Congratulations, you made it to the end of the episode. Cause we need another touchdown.
It looked like he's trying to jinx and say his toe was out, and so, you know, whatever.
No, I'm saying it looked like they called his toe
Us
out.
to lose our money, man. Hey, we should post that.
What?
That would be a good topic.
They saying first and goal on the Giants too.
That's a bad call.
It's about 8 minutes left, right?
Yeah, so we need another field goal after this just to get a tie.
No. We need a touchdown after this.
But go ahead.
We're going to post that topic along with the Go Talk. Go ahead and follow us on social media. Twitter at Goodfellas87, spelled with a 3 instead of an E. Follow us on Instagram, Goodfellas Podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube page. Subscribe to the SoundCloud page. And we are on Apple Podcasts as well. And A-Will, what can they do?
Subscribe, rate, and review.
Gang. And that rhyme.
He still
And
got
it
it
rhyme.
down, don't he?
There you go.
Woo.
All right. Y'all got any shout outs?
I should have some shout outs. It's been a while, but man, I really nah, you know what? Man, I'm gonna shout out I think I shouted them out before, but I'm gonna shout out Homer Flossmoor Vikings football team.
Mm-hmm.
They've been handling business. They lost a couple weeks ago to the #1 team in state, Lincoln Way East. They only lost by a touchdown. But since then, they still on the roll, 6-1.
Nice.
Still ranked 12th in the state. So they're looking good. They're rolling. They got another game, big game tomorrow actually, versus Lincoln Way Central. So you know, I'm gonna cheer them on, man. And they've been rumbling, man. So shout out to the Homer Flossmoor Vikings, man. They've been doing their thing.
All right. Hey, Will.
I got 2. First, I'm going to shout out Bowen High School. The football team actually got a win on Saturday. It was 30-8. Their first win in 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm going to shout out Coach Justin for that one. And then my second shout out is going to be to my wife.
Okay.
Saturday, this past Saturday, same day Bowen got a win. I think it's because of me, you know. We celebrated our 1-year anniversary.
Good.
Liddy committee.
So, shout out to my wife. We made it a year, many more to go. And I hear about this wedding all the damn time. And I hear about this vow renewal all the damn time.
We gonna do it again.
So, yeah.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you.
We wait.
Let me know the date.
We wait.
All right.
Yeah, so, oh, and you know what, man, I'm patting myself on the back, y'all. Boom. So I'm taking this accounting class. I got one more test left to take. But right now I'm sitting at a 90.12. Yeah.
Okay.
And then on the account side.
I ain't mad at that.
Yeah. I ain't took a class since 14.
Class was old now.
Man. Hold on, we need them to make this kick. The extra points are so dramatic. Okay. My shout out is going to be OJ Simpson's Twitter account once again. I'm just saying.
Wow.
Other than that, though, I don't know. Shout out my mom for posting these Throwback Thursday pictures. So somebody about needs to take her phone. I enjoy him. Raven hates him. But yeah,
We know Raven.
she hates him. But she need to keep posting them.
Ahead, I'm gonna take up the whole picture.
Hey,
Oh, man.
hey, she need to
Hey,
keep
Raven,
posting
that
these
wasn't
pictures.
me.
Hey, she need to keep
That
posting
wasn't
these
me.
pictures. So,
You gotta be respectful, man.
Just jokes. Just jokes, Raven.
just jokes. Hey,
Just jokes, Raven.
hey, every Thursday, she be looking forward to it now. I can tell. She just posting all type of pictures. Pictures I ain't seen in
Talking
years.
about Mama Rowe.
Yeah. I'm like, where are you even finding these pictures? So, yeah, shout out to her. Booth?
Man, I'm glad we're back in business, getting the podcast back up. Got some sick days, Ray was sick.
Yeah,
Got
man.
some
Sick
schools
day.
going on. So glad everybody back. Getting 90s on their tests. Feeling better.
So shout out to the Goodfellas podcast. That's what you trying to say?
That was a little, yeah, basically. That's what I wanted to say it. A little more spicy.
Oh, we want another staff or student game, too.
Look at that.
How many points, man? Stats. You know.
I had 5 points. I
You
had
had a couple rebounds?
I only touched the ball. I ain't gonna lie to you.
They iced you out like they did Jordan in the
What?
All-Star game.
I touched the ball. I touched the ball a good 4 times. And I had to make it count. I had to make it count. When I touched the ball, it went up.
Y'all got some balls on
What?
that team.
Yes. The basketball coach really be. It's my boy though.
Take it to the heart, huh?
At what? He be out there showing out, calling the players out, doing all types of stuff. But
I do got one more shout out.
Go ahead.
So on the same weekend, A Will's wedding, the next day, me and my now wife flew out to Vegas for my cousin's wedding.
Okay.
So, happy 1 year anniversary to my cousin Jeff and his wife Nicole.
Tupac.
Yep, Tupac. He was my groomsman too. He was in my wedding, so I just want to wish them a happy 1 year. And then, man, that was a litty weekend, man. A Will kicked it off. A Will and Casey kicked it off. And then, we kicked it on off. We ended it in Vegas. So, man, hey, listen, y'all brought the young out of me, because I had to retool.
you retool.
Had to retool because I was out of energy come Sunday. I was done. Don't even talk to me.
On fumes.
But no, but happy. That's big for both of y'all, man.
Yes, sir.
Happy 1 year
Yeah.
anniversaries. That was a great weekend. Great memories. So I thank y'all for inviting us.
Facts. Yeah. So like I said, stay tuned onto the page. If y'all have any Go Talk debate that y'all want us to discuss, do not be afraid to let us know. We will discuss it.
35 days till game 1.
8 minutes till they score another touchdown. Okay. And NBA season is on the way. Okay. So stay tuned for next week. We going NBA crazy. We going NBA crazy.
It's a holiday.
NBA crazy. All right. 2020 NBA champions will be the Los Angeles Lakers.
Season.
2020 NBA champions will be the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm gonna say it 3 times.
Put it in the air.
2020 NBA champions will be the Los Angeles
Put
Lakers.
it in the air. Ooh.
We talking overs. We talking unders.
We got a punt here for the Giants.
All right. With a punt.
We got good graces right here.
And we don't leave on that note. We don't leave on that note.
Bad point.
There's a terrible pun, my boy.
Good gracious.
My boy. So until next week, love, live life, and we will holler at y'all later.